All right. Okay. Let's start the class. Can you all see the slide that I share with you all in here? Yes or no?
Yes, madam.
All right.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So today we will be talking about what is the business opportunity. For this chapter, this is very important because we will be cover two important part. The two important part for your assignment. The first one is the SWOT analyst, and then the second one is the business model camera. Okay. So from here, we will be know what is the opportunity analysis process over here. First of all, you need to know what is the opportunity. Opportunity usually we will be talk about the chances that we are able to get. When you see the chance like during COVID times, you can see the chance for them to sell the mask, uh, to sell the medical supplements and all of them. So for here, when you see the opportunity and you grab the opportunities, beside that, you also need to make sure all the products and the service that you are going to sell, you will have a buyer for you to buy your products. Therefore, you need to be make sure that these opportunities or the products that you are selling help you to add the value to the customer. And then help you to solve problems, and then you need to be remove all the pain point over here. The others is very important when you are selling your products to a people. You need to make sure that the products that you are selling, the price cannot be too high, cannot be too low. If too high, which means that you maybe you will be able to get a lot of profits, but maybe you're able to have less customer. But if you sell too low the price, then you unable to get any profits and then to pay up for the monies that you want to be covered to hire your workers to pay out of the electricity bill and everything. Therefore, this is a good fit for you to have your founder and management team over here. So what is your management team? Usually for your management team, you need to have 4% or 5% of your top management. Like you need to have one of them is the general manager, and then the others is the human resource manager. Then the others there are the what? Beside human resource manager, they still have who? They still have the um financial manager, right? Financial manager and marketing manager. So all these manager teams they need to be in a correct places and the that fits in their place. Therefore, they have three stages over here. The first stage is they want to be identify the opportunities, which means that they need to know that what is their chances. When they knows about their chance already, then they start to evaluating everything. For example, if you are selling up your cakes, so when you see the opportunity of selling up your cakes or maybe the spaghetti, therefore you want to evaluate whether you want to continue to sell it. First of all, you need to be ask ask to those who are surrounding you. Maybe you ask 100 of them, and then out of 100, how many of them they are okay that you give them the food, they want to buy your food with the price that you fix over that. So this is called evaluating opportunity. And then last part is the selecting opportunity. For the selecting opportunity, you need to make sure that if you get the result, they want to continue to sell the products or not. If yes, then you need to be provide that result and then to the others people. So this result will help you to think that you whether you want to continue up your business or you want to stop over here. Because when the result coming out that they told you that most of the customer that want to buy your products. So what for that you want to continue, right? Then you just stop it and then let it be like that. So this is called the selecting opportunity. Therefore, for the process of identify opportunities, you need to know who is who are the persons that you are able to see the opportunity. First of all, if you want to sell the spaghetti, right? So you need to make sure that they have customer want to buy your spaghetti first. Because if you do not have customer, then you cannot continue on of your business. Then the others is retailer and distributor. For the retailer and distributors, they are like the suppliers of the products that you're going to be sell. You need to make sure that the supplier that you're able to find and the price is reasonable and affordable for you. The others is business associations, is like the club that you are going to be attend. Then the others is who? The bank. The banker. The banker is when you sometimes you start up your business, maybe you're not enough of the model for you to start up your business, then you need to find the banker. The others is consultant. Consultant, maybe for example, you want to sell up your spaghetti and then you want to open up a restaurant. And then they have a halal food over there. Therefore, you need to make sure that they need to have the certificate. So the certificate is very important for you to have it. So you need to be get the consultant to help you on. The others, the last part is the workers. Who is the workers? The workers usually they are the one that you're going to be hired, because if you are able to find a good workers, which means that you are able to serve the products to the customer in a good way. Therefore, this need to be identified opportunity by all of them. Next is how to change in the environments that provide you opportunities. First of all, you need to make sure that the structure of the populations and the income. For example, last time I think all of you has been staying in a cyber cafe before, right? Correct or not? So why you want to go to cyber cafe? Because of the internet. But recently, all of us in our house, the internet actually they are fast enough already. Therefore, now so there are no more teenagers that are going to the cyber cafe anymore compared to previously. Even next for the social, which means that how we going to be interact with the people, right? And then maybe we changes of our socials is stuff. For example, we have dual income family. What is dual income family? Which means that both parents that are working right now. Previously, most of the women that are staying in the house, and then usually they are the household in the house. So they are the one who are preparing all the foods to their workers, correct? Not? To they are preparing all the food to their family members. But now, so there most of them they are working outside. So what they do is usually they will be go out and dining in the restaurant. But previously for your grandparents now, because they do not usually they will be inside their house, because they are staying like 3 generation or 4 generation in their house. It's very expensive when they have 40% or maybe 30% they want to go out for dining. Therefore, usually they will be cooked inside their house. But now, so there most of them they have less people in a family, maybe 5 of them or 6 of them in one family, and then they have lesser of the children. Even they change their income style, so most of them they are working, therefore they need to be go for the restaurant and then they have a food delivery service already. So this is called change in the environments. The others is technology at once. Now so they have a lot of the new technology coming out. So this technology coming out, it helped them to develop of the internet, like the e-commerce, even that improve of the communications among themselves. Last time when you want to call out those who are staying in the overseas, then you might be need to be go to the public phone, because previously in your grandparents' time they do not have the private phone. So they do not have their own cell phone. They need to be go to the public phone, and then they need to be called out to the people's then by queuing over there. Even last time when you want to call overseas, it is very expensive. It's not like now. You just need to click the WhatsApp and then you can straight away call up. So this is meant for the technology advance right now. Even they have development of the internet now. When you want to buy some food and the service, even at the midnight, you also can just browse your user and then you can buy the clothes. previously you need to be wait for the shopping mall to be open at 10. Then you can only buy the goods that you want to buy. So these are the e-commerce coming out because of technology advance right now. And then the last one is what? Government policy and regulations. For the government policy and regulation, which means that you need to increase the driving standards. For example, now why they have a lot of the EV car coming out, because that they want to be reduced, and then they want to control of the smoke emissions control over here. Even now you want to wear the seatbelt and you want to wear the helmet, right? Like those who are staying in the bus, who are take the bus recently going back to your hometown, you also need to start to take the seat belt already. No more like previously, you no need to take the seat belt. And then even now, if you didn't take the seat belt, and then the police can be fined, give you penalty. So you are the one who need to pay the penalty. It's not the police who need to pay the penalty. You are the one who need to pay the penalty. It's not the is because of the driving standards. So they come up with all these changes of the environment here. Therefore, when you're going to be evaluate of your opportunities, then you need to make sure that they will look into few factors. The first one is the markets, which means that they have the competitor. The competitors usually they have the operationals, like there will be have process involved, and then uh, they have the electronic and manufacturing requirements over that. Then the last one is they have the financial, whether there are the cost, expenses, and the profit. So what is the cost? The cost usually is the cost, which means that the money that already paid, and then you need to make sure that the uh, the products that you are buying, the price, what is the price, and then what price that you're going to be selling to others people, and then you need to make sure that the price that you after you selling to people, you are able to get the profit. So this is like the examples that you are going to be sell out of your products for your um, business opportunity report. Is the same thing, which means that first of all you need to be list out to me what is the price when you are buying back the products. Maybe you buy a brick from somebody, and then the cost is maybe 2 ringgit, but you sell it how much? Maybe you sell it to others like 4 ringgit. So uh you get the expenses of selling it, and then you get the profits of 2 ringgit between over that. So this is the financials that you need to be evaluate also. And then you need to make sure the product and service that you're going to be sell, you have the profit for that. Okay, so this is meant for the um, process of the opportunity. Next, we will be cover the most important parts. These two SWOT analysis and the business model canvas, which that you need to be covered in your assignment. You need to prepare me 4 of the column of the SWOT analysis. The first one is the strength, then is the weakness, then is the opportunity, then is the threat over that. Then you need to prepare me for them for the 4 column. After that, you need to prepare me business model canvas. Business model canvas, you will have the 9 column. Like for the first week when you are doing the assignment, I already told you all, for the business model canvas, you will have 9 column over there. The first one for the SWOT analysis. First of all, you need to be wrote through the strength, and then the weaknesses and opportunity and the threat. For this one, you need to be make sure that they have the effect of positive and negative, such as the legal factors, economic factors, technology factors, and demographic factors. So for the SWOT analysis, you need to make sure that they have make sure to maximize your strength, and then you have the capitalizations on the opportunity. First of all, for the internal factors. Factors usually they are within yourself. You can be controlled by yourself. So usually this one that will be happens in your company business. Therefore, you whether you are the price can be set by yourself, or maybe the workers' problems over here. So these are called internal factors. But for the external factors, usually there are those who are outside, and the opportunity and the chances outside we cannot control by ourselves. So this is called external factors. And then if you want to increase the awareness, what can you do is you need to make the business decisions, or you want to establish a business strategy over here. First of all, you need to know that they have a competitive advantage and disadvantage over here. What is the advantages for you to do, and then how they are going to be lacking out of their opportunities. So first of all, there will be list out what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, and then what is your opportunities and your threat. Therefore, this have few example over here, like just now I already mentioned to you all. They have internet factors. Internet factors, they have related with the price that you set, and then what is the specialties of your products compared to the others. Because usually, if you are selling the brick, or maybe you are selling spaghetti, people also selling the same thing. Why people want to buy from you? So this is your strength part. And the others is what? Where you get your fund or your resource from, and then what is your advantages over your competitor, what is your specialties in your side. And then the other side is your internal factors. Your internal factors, which means your company, what is lacking by your company workers. Maybe there are turnover rate is very high, for example, that uh, some of the customer that might be complain about your workers, maybe every time when they, because maybe they are the new workers, and then every time they ask them how, what is the details or what is the ingredients of the food, can give me recommendations of your food, but the workers do not know at all. So these are the weaknesses. The others is what, maybe there are the technology or the departments that are lacking behind themselves, or some of the departments that do not have the proper skill that they need right now. Maybe they need to be improved of their technology skill. Maybe they need to have a good internet provided, but they didn't provide for that. So this is just, and then the third one is what? The third one is the opportunity, which means that there are the factors, external factors, which means sometimes they change of their law, sometimes they change of their customer preference over that. So, for example, maybe you are selling like the curry, and then so it depending on the customer. Maybe majority of them they like the curry pop flavor, then they will come and buy from you. So this is the opportunity of external opportunity. Or sometimes that they have the subsidy. Right now, yeah, right now they have the subsidy for those who buy the EV car. So if you see the opportunity and then you are selling up all the EV cars, so you are taking the opportunities and you are able to speed up your sales and you're able to get your profits. So this is the external factor. The last one, which means that every people that also selling the same thing. So you will facing a lot of the competitor compared to the others people. So this is meant for the trade or the external factors outside that. Okay. So I will be giving you all the examples so that you are understand. The first one, the example that we are going to have is the Apple, right? This is the Apple logo, right? The iPhone logo. So for this, what is their strength? Usually they are the world's stronger brand in the world. When you see this straight away, you know that they are selling the iPhone. And then they have get a lot of the profits and the margins. Why? Because the price is much expensive compared to the Samsung, compared to the Huawei and the other. That's why their brand also get a lot of the profit. The others is collaborate. Collaborate usually they need to have them among themselves for the collaborate. Then they have the expandings with their customer end as well. And then their products being higher price, and then they have the tracking allegations and the software interoperability. Okay. Usually their products are very high, quite expensive. Sometimes even their software, like they're not like the apps of the Samsung apps, right? Usually for the Samsung phone, the Android, you can be download any of the software and then use it in your phone. But for iPhone, they have certain that software you cannot be use it. So this is their weakness. But from here you can able to see they have the opportunity, which means that the customer, they have the growing rate of constantly. And then they have the green technology. What is the green technology over here? The green technology over here, which means that there are more on using up of their technology and then to save the environments as well. So we call it as the green technology. The last part is the AI. AI, what is the AI that mean for? AI mean for is usually they use a lot of the AI materials to help them to create the chips and everything. Therefore, this is the opportunity. And then the trick is what? They have a lot of competitor, not only iPhone, even Huawei, right? Samsung, or the other phones. You can see they have a lot of brands that are selling out of the phone and the computer device, right? The HP, they're also selling the computer device. Therefore, they have a lot of competitor among them. And then they have a significant of the trade war. Previously, you also know that the Donald Trump, the US of president, they want to be have the tax over that. If the implement of the tax, which means that all the products of iPhone that will be more expensive compared to previously for the people to buy. So if these things are happening, which means that maybe they have less people going to buy, and then they have that, and then this might be the tricks of the iPhone. Okay. Next examples that I want to give you all is the Starbucks. I think all of you should know that what is Starbucks, right? So for Starbucks, they are selling out of their coffee. So their value is 4 million, and then they have a good track records because they have the larger coffee house. Not only in Asia, they even expanded in not only in Europe, they're also expanding into the Asian country. But what is the weakness? Because they have the bad publicity. Because they have expensive coffee and then the coffee beans price is always fluctuate. If the price are fluctuate, which means that if they are too expensive, then people that will not buy for it. Okay. And then for the trade is there will be increase of the coffee bean of the price, and then they have the trademarks over there, and then they have limited scope over there. The last part is what the opportunity, which means that they're going to have the market expansions, and then there will be increase out of the coffee, even the supply ranges over here. Next is their strength, which means that they have successful advertisements and their brand name, even their collaboration with the Coke. For McDonald's, they have collaboration with the Cokes. Previously, before you all boycott it, usually they have the clean environments, and then a lot of people like to buy their, right? So what is their weakness? Weakness is they have the joy of the franchise. If they have the joy of the ventures and even the franchise, the price of all the people of the salary you cannot be changes. Or even what? Or even the menu, how many salt, how many sugar that they're going to be put, they need to be followed up also. So this is their weaknesses over there. They cannot say that, oh, this branch maybe the sales is not good, then I want to add nasi kandar to sell it. Cannot. This one cannot be happen. So this is their weaknesses. So what is their opportunity? What the opportunities is they have the international, which means that they're only serving only 1% of populations that already can be survived already, because they have a lot of the dining branches in their shop in the whole world. The last one is what? This McDonald's actually they are the fast food, and then they are selling out of the high calorie food. Usually they are not healthy to the people. So these are the trade from the local competitors in different of the country. Even they have the mutual and the structure of the industry as well. So next we will be covering of the business model Canva. For this business model Canva, they have 9 blocks that all of you need to know about this. The first one is how, which means that how you going to be connected with the people. Next is what type of the products that you will going to give the value to your customer. Who are going to buy your products? and then you are using up what type of channel to connect with your customer. The last part is how much that you're going to be sell it to them. Okay. And then the first one is the customer segment. Customer segment, which means that you are the ones that who need to set up who will be going to become your customer. Then after that, you need to be let people know that what is the specialties, the uniqueness of your products. Then how you going to be promotes of your products? Maybe you throughout the website, throughout the internet. Then you go how you going to be have the good relationship with your customer, maybe during the your customer their birthday. So during their birthday, and then you give them maybe voucher, and then maybe during birthday you send them an email to wish them happy birthday, like that. Then or next is the revenue. For the revenue stream, usually you need to make sure that which products, because you are selling a lot of products in your shop, but which product actually they will be provide you most profit. Okay. Then after that, this is the activities. What is the main key activities that you're going to be do for that? And then next step is the key resources. What is the main of the key resources that you're going to be have, right? Then the others, who is your partner? So the supplier, the customer will be your partner. The supplier, because if you didn't have supplier to provide you the products, then how you're going to be sold it? So the key partners is from your supplier. 9, what is the cost? What is the cost, such as maybe you have the cost of the electricity that you need to be paid off, the workers, even the table of the chair that you're going to be buy. So all this actually is the 9 blocks of your business model canvas. So this business model canvas, you need to be prepared to meet for your assignment, because they have 45 marks over there. So it's very important. So from these graphs, you are able to see that actually this is a circle over there. First of all, you are getting out of your, you get what? You get your orange from the farm. When you get your orange from your farm already, then after that you send to the seller. You send to the seller who are selling out of the oranges. After you send it to them, then they will be sell it, and then they use the orange and sell it, and then make to the juice. After they make to the juice, then the customer will be pay them the money. When the customer pay them the raw money, then the owner will able to get the revenue, right? The money that they're able to earn. After that, they pay them to the workers that are working out with them, or even they use the money to pay the supplier who provide them the products. Then they will be sell it to the organizations. They're able to get it from the organizations. Then after, because when they use back the money, and then they give the money to the workers, and then the workers will use the money and then spend on the supermarket, and then they will be buying out the food, so that they have the money to buy food, or even they can pay the money to pay for the electricity, even they use the money to buy the car, or maybe pay for the mobility and everything over there. So they give back the money to the organizations. At the same time, when the money go back to organizations, they also will going to be use the money to produce their products and the service again. So this is the circle when you started to do your business. The business not really going to you. They also will be go to the customer, and then the customer will give you the revenue, and then the revenue will be going back to the organizations again. So this is the circle of each of them, right? Therefore, for the first block, you all need to know that who will become your customer. The customer is very important, because for one company, If you want to survive, you need to make sure that all the products that you are selling, you have customer. If you do not have customer, which means that your company cannot survive at all. So this is the meaning over here. The next one is the mass markets. The mass market, which means they have the customer segment, even they have the niche markets. They even have the segmented and the diversifications and the multi-site and the mass market, which means that you are able to find the customer whether they are diversified over here or they have the multi-site of the platform over here. Market segmentations approach, which they need to make sure that they have the behavioral, for example, they have the degree of loyalty, and then they have the benefits of the sort and the usage. Even they have the buyer of the readiness stage over here. The others is what? They have the psychological, which means that every people they have different type of their lifestyle as well, right? And then they have their social of the classes, even they have the activities and the interests and opinions as well. Next is the demographic, which means the age and then gender, family size, even their occupations and their income and their educations as well. And then the others is the geographically of their country, religions, and the city and their populations as well. So all this is very important. These are the market segmentations of their approach that they need to know about, right? Because different people they have different tastes, even for the demographic, for the age, right? For the age, maybe the young people that prefer to have the fast food. They like to have the coffee in Starbucks or any places, or maybe they like the tea in the Changi. But for the old peoples, maybe they prefer to sit in the old style of the kopitiam, and then they want to be order separate and sit over there. And then the maybe the aging people they prefer that they want to have a food. They want to have healthy foods. Maybe they prefer organic food. So these are the preference that provide you the market segmentations approach over here. Even for the family size, some big family and then maybe they prefer that they order the foods that are in the meal of the package meal, so that it's better for them to be shared among themselves. But for the small family size, maybe they prefer to order the food in a la carte, so that they have more choices over there. Even for the income, maybe those who are T20 people that prefer to have some quality, or maybe they need to be buy good food. The others maybe they prefer that the price is in the middle and that it's not so expensive. So all this is the demographic and the geographic, even the behavior as well. Okay. The others is the value propositions, which means that they have difference of the firm's product and the service, which means that they will be buy a products and use a service over here. From here, usually they have a potential customer, which means that they have turns their company over the others. They have the specialties of their products. First of all, you need to make sure that your products is more, the design is nicer, and then it's convenient for you to bring from one places to the other places, and then your functions is very good. And then they have the packaging. The packaging is very nice and easy for them to use. And then even the brand, when you see like the iPhone, right, when you see the Apple with that one, then straight away that you know that this is the brand that selling of the device. Even for the McDonald's KFC, when you see the logo, you already know what they are selling. So these are their brand, the labels that they are using as well. Okay. And then third one is the channel. channel is how a company communicate with all the customer segments to deliver. First of all is the distribution channel, which means that there will have the marketings of the channel as well. What is distribution channel? Like previously, when you are getting out of your clothes, you are get it from the manufacturer. The manufacturer then will go out for the wholesale. The wholesales usually there are the shopping center. Then for the shopping center, they will be sent it to the retail shops. They produce out of their clothes in the factory. Then after that, they sell it out to the supermarket. Then they sell to you. If they go through this, usually the price is much more expensive. But if you go through the manufacturing, which means that they get it from the factory straight away, it's like the H&M there, they have their own factory. Then straight away they send it to the shopping center in the they straight away sell it in the shopping center, then they sell it to you. So actually they have less one more agent in here, then the price is cheaper compared to they go to the wholesaler and the retailer again. The last one is what? The e-intermediations. Nowadays, you all can straight away just click on the website. Then when you go for the H&M website, then straight away you're able to choose the products that they already produced in the factory. Then they can be straight away send it to you. Even you do the Taobao, even you do the Shopee, Lazada, all that will be go through like the e-intermediates here, which means the e-commerce that we're having right now. So next is our traditional marketings, like where you're going to be promotes of your products. Last time we have TV and radio, and then we have the billboard advertising. A billboard advertising when you see that will be put at the real nearby of the roadside. Then they have the cold calling, which means that they will be call and they ask you, oh, that do you want to buy my products? And then we have an offer for our products. And then they have the trade show. Sometimes they have the trade show of the clothes. You can see that they have a trade event over there, and then the models that will be wear around the clothes that they're going to be sell off, and then even the jeans that they want to sell, and then they walk at the stage there, then do the promotion, the model doing the promotions of the new stage of the new design of the clothes. Then it will go to the newspaper that will be read through all the advertisement and everything there, and then they will have the print of the advertising. Sometimes they will be print out it, and then there will be have the brochure over that. Even they also have the direct email. The direct email is they will straight away send the emails to you, and then that already promotes your products, and then they will be tell you this is our voucher. Then if you buy our products, then you can use this voucher, and then the first time that you visit them, we give you the offer. So all this is your traditional marketing over here. Okay. And then for the customer relationships, there are the fourth block, which means that you need to make sure that you have a good relationship with the customer. Like just now, I give you an example. You have the customer when they call you, then do you answer them the call within 5 minutes or within 10 minutes around? Do you have the customer service so that if like you have some products problem after you buy it already, and then you found out that the products actually they got broken already, and then you want to be get refund, where you should be get it from? So all this is the customer service over there. Your customer relationship with all of them, do they have the personal assistant to help you to be manage all of them, or even they have the co-creation, which means that they need to have the communities among themselves, or they also have the automatics of the service as well. What is the automatic of the service? Like now, previously, when you want to be order of the food, then you need to be asked the you need to be wait for who? Wait for the waitress to come over here. Now no need, they already have the automatic service already. You don't need to do it at that anymore. So you just need to click on that, and then the food that will be straight away go into the kitchen, and then kitchen will be sent you the food. So this is called automatic service. Or even now you know that every month if you want to pay up of the installment, then there will be automatically deduct the payment over that. So this is called automatically service. And then self service is like you go to restaurant and then you self-service to order up of your food, or even you take the chopstick or take the fork, uh, take the plate by yourself if you want to have additional plate or you want to have additionals of the spoon. So this is called a self-service over here. Okay. And then the fifth block actually is the revenue stream. What is called revenue stream? Usually, when you do business, what is your purpose? When you do business, actually your purpose is you want to make money, right? Therefore, the company that will be asking out of the customer whether they want to give them like the one-time sales or not, or they want to give you like I rent you the when you all go overseas, right? Then they will be rent you like the traditional cultural goods sometime. Then usually they will be charge you for each of the renting. Maybe 3 hours they charge you different price. And then if you want to rent out of the clothes for the whole day, then I charge you different price. So this is the source of the revenue. And then when you get your booking from, whether you want to make the booking on through online, maybe sometime you make the booking through online and at any advance, then they give you cheaper price. But if you are doing some monthly one or renting it off the less link, so it will be help you to make it more harder. They charge you different price, maybe is more expensive. And then what is the cost? Usually the cost that will be looked through you for the competitions over there, or even the value to the customer as well. So if they have more competitor among themselves, and then knows that actually your products is much more quality, you have more quality, high quality compared to the others, and they will be buying from you. So this is your revenue stream over here. Usually they will be ask you about what subscription fee. For example, when you are watching out of your YouTubes, and then some of the parts or even some of the drama that you want to watch, they will be asking for the subscription fees. Then from the subscription fees that you already paid to them, they're able to gain the money. So usage fees, usually when you want to use, then you just need to pay like one lump sum of the amount. The others is your access sales, your access, which means that you will have your computer and everything is like that one is your access sales. Then the others is your advertising. You need to be do a lot of the advertisements of the products that you are going to be selling. So and then last is your brokerage of the fees that you need to be paid for that. So all this is the of your revenue stream. All these part will help you to earn a lot of profit. Okay. And then the sixth column is your key activities. What is your key activities? Which means that you need to be list out all of those activities you need to be do for your business. The first one is you have the company, they have the task for you to fulfill of their business proposal. First of all, you want to give them the offer of your value proposition, which means that how you're going to be maintain a customer relationship for them to earn the revenue. And then you need to be have of your business model work as well. So your parallel need to make sure that your revenue stream also done with the impact of the revenue as well. First of all, you need to know that you have the production first. Because if you do not have productions, then how you going to sell your products to people? Therefore, first of all, you need to find out what is your productions. After you already have your productions activities already, then you need to be do your research and development. You need to be do the research and development whether the products that you already sell it, whether the products that you already produce that can help people to have it or not. If yes, then you need to be get if they are good in research and development, and then they found that the products that you already design and you already test it, they give you a good a good result, then you go to ask the finance to give you the models and then to produce more of the products. And after that, you will be go up to the customer service, because the customer they will after you created the products already, you need to be get the customer feedback. If the customer they already try it and then they say that most of the customer they give the testimonial of your product is good, then they will be going up to sell out of your products to others people. Then how they're going to be sell off their products to people? Usually they will go through a lot of the marketing. They need to be do the marketing through the advertisement where they want to do it in video, or they want to do it in the YouTube, or if they want to do it in TikTok. So all this is important, and then this also is a cycle. They will be go along themselves throughout here. So the key result is what? You need to make sure that they'll have the main input and the assets to the business for the functions of the effectively. So what is their business need? Which means that they have the category of their physical, financial, intellectuals, right? Physical in terms of what? In terms of that you need, when you start out your business, you need to make sure that you have enough of money for you to do your business. And then you have your location, and then you have the a restaurant, and then you have a places for you to start up when you want to do a business. Maybe if you want to do some online business, that one is non-physical, then you need to make sure that you already created sort of the website. So this is called the intellectual. Physical, which means that you need to have the clothes. You need to have the locations, like the places when you are opening a restaurant, you need to make sure you have the table and chairs for that. And next is your humans. You need to make sure you have the labor for you to serve the workers. You need to have the workers for you to serve all the customer. Even you need to have the workers when you do an online service. You need to make sure that you have the workers to help you to pack all the products, like if you are selling out of the clothes, or maybe you're selling out of your bag, so you also need to have the humans to help you to pack it and then send it to the office, and then send it to out to the customer to do the postage. So this is the meaning of it. So you need to be obtained to the listing and the owning of these resources as well. Therefore, you need to be go to the intellectual resource. The intellectual resource that will be go to the, like the IP, the copyright, even the collaborations. Such as when you are open up a restaurant, you cannot use the name of the KFC, or you even you selling the same, you are selling the chicken. You cannot say that you simply use the KFC as the name. No, because they have their own IP brand or their copyright. The others is the physical resource, which means that they are able to see it tangible. Tangible, which means that you can be see it throughout your eyes, such as what? Such as the building, such as the table chair that you can be touch it, or even you can be sit inside. That one is called tangible. For the intangible resource, usually the one that we cannot be touched it, we call it as the IP or the copyright of the collaboration. So next is the human resource. Human resource, which means that the workers, their knowledge, the workers' knowledge, or even their human resource over here. The workers, their own knowledge in their mind. So some of them, they might have the what, thinking skill, communication skill, and even everything over there. So all this we call it as the human resource. The others is the financial resource. Financial resource usually is the cash, even the line, or even when you start out to sell your products, you need to make sure that you have the financial resource. This is very important, because if you do not have model, you not have cash, or even have the money in the bank, you cannot start up your business. Even you have a lot of idea in your mind, or even you need to make sure that you have the availability of your products. Okay. And then the last two blocks is the key partners. One of them is the key partner, which means that you want to have a good relationship with the other business. Sometimes because you are doing like the business, like the collaborations, You're not doing business by yourself. You also do the business with the other partner, the other government, even the consumer, the other business people that you if you are selling like out loud, you if you are selling out like the food, so your collaborators may be up there selling out of their chicken, right? Uh, you are selling out of the uh, um, fried chicken. If you're selling out of your fried chicken, so you need to have your supplier who supply you the chicken. Even you're selling out of the French fries, you also need to get the potato from the other people. Therefore, you need to make sure that you have a good relationship with your stakeholder of the business who supply you all the food and the service. And even governments, sometimes the governments there might be give the subsidy of some certain food. If the government gives subsidy for you for some certain food, which means that you get a lower cost when you are buying out of the products and then sell it to the customer. And then you also need to have a good relationship with your customer, because if you do not have customer, then you do not have you anymore in the in your business. Therefore, first of all, you need to make sure that sometimes that when you want to do a business, not only yourself only, you need to make sure that they have a good relationship, not only in business, government, customer. They also need to have good relationship with supplier, which means that doing business not only one person. That involve a lot of the communities, a lot of the people to make your business to be success over here. Therefore, we need to be create a good key partnerships with those stakeholders who are nearby you. Okay. Therefore, they have a strategies of the alliance and the competitions. You need to have the competitions among themselves, and then they have the buyer and seller. The buyers is your customer, and then the supplier is those who are supply you the foods that you're going to be selling. Or some of them, they are buying some of the products coming outside, so they need to have make sure that they have buyer and supplier relationship, and then they have the competitions among themselves, cooperations among themselves. Even they have the joint venture which means that they have a joint venture. Not only, sometimes you can see that the clothes they have the joint venture with the Disneyland, right? Disney design. And then some of them they have the joint venture, KFC they have the joint venture, I don't know, they have joint venture with the Coca-Cola. And then some of them you see that they have the joint venture, um, in terms of not only in terms of the design that they have. Some of them they have the joint venture in terms of the products that they're going to be sold. So this is very important that they have the cooperation among themselves. Sometimes the industry they have the joint venture with the organizations. So different people that might have different type of the partnerships among themselves. So they have different types. Like for example, they have the strategy alliance, like just now we mentioned that they do not have competitions among themselves, but they are collaborate and they partners among themselves. For example, sometimes you can see the clothes shop that will have the strategic partners with those who are providing the barber service. Why they want to do show? Because sometimes that the shop is too expensive for them to rent a whole shop. What they can do is they do it half and half. So they rent half of the barber shop to barber shop, and then half of them to do the service of selling up of their clothes. This is called strategic alliance between non-competitor. Both of them, they do not have compete with each other that selling up of their products. Cooperation, which means they will be work together. So when they are work together, which means that they have awareness of how they're going to begin of their knowledge and the usage of each other. So this is called type of partnerships. And then the last part, we call it as the cost structure. cost structure is very important because you need to make sure that all the costs that you are provided able to help you to gain the profits, to help you to cover up all the costs for you to pay out for your customer, for your workers, and then to pay out for the electric bill or even cost of living that you're going to be covered when you run out of your business operations. Therefore, the cost is very important. So how we going to be make sure that this is a good cost structure, because the cost divide is you want to be minimize the investment. First of all, you need to make sure you have the fixed cost. What is fixed cost? Fixed cost, which means that even you didn't use it, you also need to pay for it. For example, the rental, right? The rental, even when for even you didn't use the shop for this month, but you still need to be paid for the rental. Maybe sometime you go overseas, or maybe you go to the other way, the other places, but you still need to pay for the rental. So this we call it as the fixed cost. It's the same things that you are doing right now, right? When you are doing right now, for example, you want to be rent a room in nearby Tapao, that right? Even you going back for your semester break, you still need to pay the rental. So we call it as the fixed cost. Even you didn't use it, you didn't pay, you still need to pay it. But for the variable cost, which means that this will be changing based on how many units that you're going to be used. So for example, when you are buying out of your for example, you are selling out of your spaghetti. So when you selling out of your spaghetti, usually you will get your spaghetti from some of the people, some of the supplier. So when you buy more your spaghetti, so the cost also is higher, right? If you use more, then you buy more. If you use less, then you buy less. So this is called variable cost. It will be changing based on how many that you're going to be used. So this is called variable cost. This is the difference between the fixed cost and the variable cost. And then for the Canva, they have the nice element. The first one is your customer statement, which means that who are your customer, what do you think about that, how that they're going to be feel. And then for the value propositions, you need to be ask your customer, and then let your customer know that what is the specialties, uniqueness of your products. Why that the customer want to choose to buy your products, since they have a lot of people that are selling the same products like you. The channel is how you're going to be promotes of your products, and use where you're going to be sell it, and who you're going to be deliver it. And then who will become your customer relationship, which means that how do you interact with your customer, right? Whether they can be throughout the call, when they call out the customer service, straight away they have somebody that are picking up the phone. Or maybe like the AirAsia, straight away you use the AirAsia website, and then the bot will be reply to you. So all this is the customer relationship. And then next is the revenue stream. Revenue stream is how much of the money or the profits that they're able to be earned over here. And then next is the key activities, your uniqueness of your business, where you want to deliver to your propositions. And then for the last three is your key resource, which means that your asset, your uniqueness of your assets for you to be compete over there. And then your cost structure, which means that what are your business major cost derived for you to rank it up your revenue. So here I want to give you all some of the example for the 9 blocks of the service. All of you should be knows that the Asia, what is Asia, like the flight, the cheaper flight in Malaysia. So for the customer segment, usually the price there are more affordable for all the travelers. Then next, there will be go through out of the customer relationship. There can be call up to the call center or even the website. Even you can be go up for the sales office, so you can be contact with the people to talk about the tickets that we want to sell it. Next is the channel, which means the website or even the sales office there are the one that who going to be entertained with you. If you have any things that maybe you want to change the etiquette or maybe you want to refund, then you can be get through the channel over here. What is the value proposition? What are the reason and uniqueness why people want to choose Asia? Because there are low fare compared to the mass, compared to the Firefly, right? What is their key activities? Is they have the point to point rotate, they do the promotion. Even the utilize of the craft. So they're not only selling the service by pick you up from KL and then to Sabah, or maybe pick you up from the KL to Italy, or maybe pick you up from KL to Indonesia. They're also doing some promotions, like they're also selling up the cap, they're selling up the bag, right? They're also even selling out their own products, their own product. Even right now, they're also selling out the service, and then they also buy the perfume from the others, and then they ask the agents to sell you all these type of the products, right? So that you have the extra service. Even they also sell the meal for you. So this is their key activities. And then they have the aircraft maintenance over here. They have the air crew, and then they need to make sure they have the air crew so that they have the workers who bring you from one point to the other point. Even you have the internet transactions, even of the platform. So who they are, their key partners is the airport, right? Because if Asia they only have the airplane, so how they're going to be stop at the places and then to let the customer to go up to their airplane. That will be need to be stopped at the airport so that the airport will be their center. Then they will be go through it, and then after that they will be picked them from one area to the other, from one location to the other location. Even the meal caterer, that will be provide them, right? The meal caterer. All right. Then revenue stream is they have add-on service, like whether that you want to buy the package or not, extra package, you want to buy the meal or not, you want to buy the insurance, traveler insurance, all this is the revenue stream over there. Even the tickets that you brought already, so that one is their revenue, right? And then the last part is their cost structure. Their cost structure is because they are using out of the airports for them to do the landing, so they need to pay the cost for the airport. And then even the aircraft maintenance, they need to make sure that before you all get into the airplane, the aircraft is safe for them to be flight, right? And then the platform fee, even the staff of the salary, the operations and the maintenance fees, this one is under the cost structure over here. Okay. Next examples that I want to give you all is the McDonald. The McDonald that the customer segment is who? Is the buyers and the franchise. The customer segment is the franchise. The franchise, which means that those who are selling the same thing like them, right? Customer relationship, they need to have the customer service. So if you have anything that you want to do the complaint, then you can be called the customer service, and they will be give you the response. Or maybe you say that you order the food already, but the food didn't come. Then you can be called the customer service. Then you can be go use up the social media to check out all the menu, or even you do the social media and then to see what is the promotions that they are be giving right now. Then what are the channel that they serve you? You can be use the mobile app, and then you can be order the food through your mobile app and then see the website. Or even you go to the store and then you order out of the fried chicken that you want to order, or even a set that you want. What is the Where is their uniqueness? Which means that what is their specialties? Why that customer want to choose that? Because they are cheap, right? And then their food is very fast when you order, and then they will be provide you within 10 minutes. and then they become a successful entrepreneurs because they are able to gain high profits. And then the key activities is what they have in-store product sales, and then they even have the franchisee of the management over here, right? They already know that how they're going to be managed, even the design of the menu, how what is the color, how the chair put, where should it put the chair. They already have their management for them. So this is their key activities. Where is their key resource? Their key resource, if they have the real store, they have their own real store in the world. They have more than 100 of them, and then they have their own brand already. Right? It's a good brand. What is their key partner? Key partner, which means that they have the supplier. Supplier who supply them like the chicken, like just now mentioned, and then they have those who supply them the potatoes. They already have the delivery of the providers already. So usually the supplier that we will provide them in a big lump sum, and then the price maybe is cheaper compared to those the other people that order outside. What is their revenue stream? Is their meal of the sales. Every time they sales up of their meal, then they will be able to get the money, and then the royalties and the license fee. What is their royalty? Royalty of the name, and then their rent fee. Their rent fee is what every month they're going to be paid out of their rental over here. And then what is their cost? Their cost usually is the marketing cost, right? And then they have the salary of all the workers every month they want to pay, even the marketing, which means the advertisement fees that they're going to be do over there in the online or even in the TV or in the radio. And then they also have the administrations and the operations because they want to hire the workers. After they hire the workers, and then they also need to be produce of their products coming out. So all this actually that incur a lot of the costs that they're going to be sell off, right? Until here, is it okay from all of you? Any questions that you all want to ask or not?
No, madam.
All right, okay, that's good. If no, then I can. And then for the business model Canva, they have the customer segment, which means that they have the mass market over here. This is the iPhone. And then for the iPhone, their customer relationship with the sales service, which means that they have knowledgeable sales and the customer support. So where they can get it from, they can get it from the apple.com, third party of the retailer, even the Apple Store. So what is their value propositions? They are thing more different compared to the people's, and then they have their own brand already. So when people see that, then straight away they already know that what type of the brand, what type of device that they are selling. So the specialties is their design, and then even their software, there are the quality control already. So even the manufacturers, they have certain types of the workers who help them to produce over there already. So for the key resource, they have the design culture over there, and then they have the key partner for them to do the manufacturers, which means that they have the food company, and they have the content creator. And then for the revenue stream, they have the product for product sales. Even they have the subscriptions of the revenue over there. So when people buy their iPhone, then straight away they're able to pay again the money. Even they have the medias and the licensing over here, and then they have the subscriptions of the revenue. So what is that cost? That cost is the economics of the scale and even that of the cost device over here. So that what is that you're able to see the Starbucks of the business model, right? They have the coffee affectable already here, and then they have the model mobile for professionals, even the student. So all these three type of people will become their customer. They have coffee affect affectionable and then addicted. Those every day also need to drink the coffee. Some of them they already, if they didn't drink coffee, and then they will be feel not comfortable at all. The others is the mobile professionals. lot of professors, some of them they like to be having the meetings in the Starbucks. So they sit down there and then they use up the internet and then open up their computer and then they have the discussion and the meeting over that. And then the student they also like, but nowadays most of the student they prefer the shoe coffee, Zoot coffee already because Zoot coffee is much more cheaper compared to the Starbucks coffee. And then the customer relationship, they are more in the long terms and the royal one. And then usually there are the channel. You can be get the coffee from the retail store or you can be order it online. Then what is their value propositions is their unique of the coffees that co-create with the customer. And then they have the third place between the home and the office. Not only they can be stay in the home and office, they also can be sit down and do that in the Starbucks. So a place for them to hang out with the friends and then they can be do out their homework as well. Some of them they already order one coffee and then they sit over there for more than half days to discuss about their job, to discuss about their assignment and their job. And then the key activities is that we do a lot of marketing promos of their products using using apps, a lot of the online service. And then they do the research and development and the supply chain of the management. The key resource is the people, and then they have the brand and they have the packaging and the watering of the plant. Then the key partnerships is the coffee of the Glover. Even they have the specialized of the coffee machines makers already. Now they already started not only sell out of the coffee, they're also selling out the coffee machines for the maker that provided and developed by the Starbucks. So next is what the revenue stream. Revenue stream is they get it by selling up their coffee to the retail store, retail of the store. So they're able to get the retail sales over here. Then what is their cost structure is the people cost. The people cost actually is their money and then there are the renter. The renters that the people cost such as the salary of the workers that they're going to be paid on. And then the renter every month they're going to be paid the rent. And then they will be do up of the research and development. Even they want to do the advertisements such as they want to do the promotions, maybe they hire the influencer and then they want to do the advertising uh in the televisions, right? And then even in the radio. So all this also is a cost. Even they want to buy the coffee bean or they want to buy the milk, that one also is the cost of the structure. So these are the raw materials that they want to buy it first. Even if they want to prepare out of the bread, so that one is the cost for them to buy the bread from, right? So they consider this is the world largest taxi company. Largest taxi company, they have no vehicle, which means they are the Uber. Last time there are not really many people have, but now because after COVID already they have more Uber. And then next is Facebook, the most popular media company create that they have the no content. And then for Alibaba, they are the most valuable retailer, which means that they have no inventory. And then for the Airbnb, if those who didn't know where they want to stay on, and then they want to do a vacations, and then usually they go for the Airbnb, right? Therefore, these are the developments of the opportunities for you all to see where they have the opportunity in. So for this opportunity, you will have the three process. First of all, you need to identify, then you need to evaluate. After you evaluate, then whether you want to implement or not. So these are the three stage over here. After that, you need to be draw up of the four column of the SWOT analyst. They have the strength and then weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. For the strength and weaknesses, they are both the internal environment. And then for the opportunity and threat, both they are the external. So the BMC, they explain how a firm procedure, which means that they have supply and the capture value. Then through the BMC, you want to know that they have the 9 column over there. For the business model can one out of the 9 column, you need to make sure that you are that to help them to plan for the actual future of their business opportunity. So these are the chapter for chapters. Okay. Is it okay or not? Any questions that you all want to ask for this chapter? Only mass is okay, then how about others? Are you okay with this chapter? Okay. Iza, is it you want to ask question or what? No? Isma? Anyone of you want to ask questions? Are you okay with this chapter or not?
Okay.
Understand or not?
So far, okay, madam.
Right, that's good. If okay, then I will be cover a bit for chapter 5. Okay. I cover a bit of chapter 5, then I will let you. Okay, not?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So now we will be talk about the business formation. So what is business formation? Usually there are 3 types of the business over here. So each type of the business, we need to know what is the advantages and disadvantages over here. First of all, for here, you need to know that each of the entrepreneurs that want to start out of their business, how they're going to be start, because some of them when they start up their business, they only can be start everything from the beginning. Why whether they are start from beginning, which means that we call it from start from the sketch. Then whether they are buying an existing business, which means that they already exist over that. Then for example, it like the restaurant nearby you already, and then actually that restaurant they already do their business, run their business for more than uh 5 years already. Maybe people, the owner, they plan that they want to migrate to overseas because their children are already become the residents in overseas, and then they already start to be aging people. Then they want to be moved that to there. So you will be get the business over there. We call it as the buy an existing business. And then the others is success of a family business. Success of a family business, maybe that business that already have the business for more than 3 generations already. For example, like the IMO business, or maybe it's like the public bank business. They have more than like 2 or 3 generations already. We call it as the success of the family business. The last one is acquire of a franchise. Acquire of a franchise like the KFC, like the McDonald's, right? So these are the 4 form of you to start up a business. Okay. If start from the sketch, which means that actually everything you also do not know, which means that you do not have the logo, you do not have the name of your business, even you do not know that where is the locations that you want to do your business, right? Like the one that you are having right now. You all are starts from the sketch, everything that you do not know. And then you need to be thinking of what type of business that you want to do, and then you do not have much of the skill over here. But you want to get your business knowledge first. So you want to make sure that what are the products that you are selling actually is there are specialties and they have people who be buying over here. So we call it as start from the sketch. What is the benefit for you to start from the sketch? Which means that you're able to do your own business, and then every ideas in your mind you can be do it by yourself, and then without a worry about that, because everything is from zero. So even the chair that you want to buy, maybe you want to buy the chair in red color, or maybe you prefer that all your table is have what have the love shape, or maybe you want to have the triangle shape, or you want to have the round shape. That one also depends by yourself. So this is the advantage of you when you want to do the decision by yourself. And then you also can be choose the locations. Some of you, maybe you from KL, or maybe you from Selangor, then you prefer that when you do business, then you prefer that you want to near your hometown, then you do your business in your hometown. So this is the advantages. And then the others is what you can be see that what is your personal goal, and then what is your business image over there. Then you want to create this, and then you want to be make sure they have the good business reputations. Then what is your disadvantages? Your disadvantages is you have the term of the time, even your energy, and then even the money for you to ensure the business kick off over here. Next is what you have the estimate of your cost, because everything when you want to do it right, you want to find the location, even the premise. Therefore, you want to be estimate how much that you're going to be rent, what is the rental, supposingly you want to be paid. Because different locations, they have different rental. Then you need to be start to do the survey. Then it take longer time for you to do it. This is the disadvantages places over here. And then you have a disadvantages because everything you start from zero, so you have a risk of you to start from the venture, because you do not know who will become your customer, and then what is your first month of your sales, and then even the chart of the sales of the profit you also do not know. So these are the disadvantages for you to start from the sketch. But if you are buying an existing business, which means that those people that already do the business for more than 5 years already, then from here you need to be paid much more money compared to you start from the sketch. But you no need to find the locations, even you do need to find who the supplier, because they already have the supplier previously. You just use back only. But you have a risk at the same time. Your risk is sometimes that the owner, there might be hiding some of the real information. Some of the real information is such as sometimes they might have the debt with the with the dealer. Sometimes they might have they already they already order a lump sum of the products, but they didn't pay for the supplier. When you take over the business, then you will be bear the debts that owned by the supplier. So these are the risks that you're going to be facing when you buy an existing business. But usually for the time spent for you to start up your business is more faster because they already have the customer, and then the others you already, if the financial chart is the correct one, so you will be able to see the chart which month actually they have more people that will be coming up to your restaurant to eat, and then which month they have less customer that will come over here, and then they already have the loyalty customer, and then the relationship, or even just now I already mentioned the supplier they already have already. But in here is your by existing business, you need to pay extra more. And then sometimes that you will be have the conflict with the existing workers and the new owner, because since the workers that already work for the previous owner for more than 5 years already. Actually, they have a good relationship with the previous owner already. Sometimes the previous owner they already set the rule. They say that if you hit this sales, then maybe if our shop be able to get the profits, then maybe we will be bring you year end. We go to have a location trip, maybe in nearby, or we have a overseas trip like that to give a reward to the workers. But if the workers they're already used to that, when you take over the shops, maybe you want to change this type of role because you use a lot of money to buy the business already. So maybe you do want to bring them to overseas, then the workers might feel that why you don't want to bring us, and then you don't want to give reward to us. So these are the risks for you to buy the existing business. But for the family business success, which means that they're usually like the at least two generation. Like just now I tell you all the example is the IOI mall, example is the private bank. Usually they are the started by the predecessor, which means that they are the son or father, both of the generations that take care of their business. We call it as the family business. Or even their grandparents also take care of the business. So what is the advantage over here? Usually they have more freedoms and flexible because they are the family business. So usually they have more time, maybe during weekends they also can be working because since they are the family business, they know that they have more profit. All the profits that they're able to get actually that belong to them. So some of them they might be want to do it on weekend, or even they have the high commitments among themselves, and then they have more motivations because they knows that each single cent that able to get is belong to them, and then they're more willing to sacrifice their times or even their money, or even they will have the high probability for them to get more monetary success, right? Because for the family members, when they might be sit down and then they might be talk about that. But what is their disadvantages is they have unstructured early stage of the business organization. Because usually for the family members, usually they didn't say that you if you are the human resource manager, then you will not involve in the financial manager. Usually for the family business, they will not say so, they will not give really clear explanations on each of their role. So some of them, sometimes their role will be confusing. On them, maybe the one that who doing the human resource job, they also will be doing some financial jobs because they are the family members. And then usually when they some of them that in their house they have a conflict already, they will be bring along the emotions, and then the not happiness, and then when they're working, and then there might be disagree from some of these decisions because of their family matter, not because of their working matter. So this is the disadvantages. And then usually it's hard for them to find a right successor because all of them they already making out of their role already. So they do not know that who is the correct people who take over as the CEO. Because usually for the family business, sometimes there might be gift to the first child, the elder child, right? That if for the Chinese uh, traditional norm, right? And then they could usually they already have their own traditional way to doing that. If you want to change up the culture, it might be take a lot of time since they are the family business, right? And then last form of business is acquire franchise. Acquire franchise, one of the franchise is like the McDonald's, KFC, Starbucks, all this, right? Usually for this, they have the franchisor and franchisee. Franchisor, usually they are the business that sell the right to another party. Usually for the franchisor, it only have one person. Franchisee, they have more than that. Franchisor, which means they are in the main branch. For the franchisee, they have more than that. Maybe they have 100 of them or 50 of them. Okay. For the franchise payment, they have franchise fees and then they have royalty and advertising and contribution. For the franchise fee, usually they need to give them every when they take over. They want to say that okay, now maybe this month I started to open up a new coffee. Then I need to pay up the franchise fees first and the royalty fees, even the advertising of the promotions of the contributions. Because when you all see the advertising in the television, usually that didn't mentions to you all the advertising fee is belong to Celine Skanda Zeus Coffee or it belong to the KL Zeus Coffee branch. No. They will be do the advertisement throughout the whole Malaysia, the Zoo coffee. So how they use it and then how they know that who need to be paid how much. It depends on your sales. If the Zeus coffee in Seriscanda, their sales is higher compared to Zeus coffee is lower compared to Zeus coffee in KL. So Zeus coffee in KL, they need to be paid more on the advertising fees compared to Zeus coffee in Seriscanda. Therefore, how they're going to be do the allocations and promotions of the contributions over here. What is the advantage here is if you do the franchise, the good thing is that already have a good management already. So what can you do is you just buy the you just buy the royalty fees. Then after that, you do a business actually is lower risk because they already help you to do all the marketing already, and then they know what type of menu that you're going to be sell. And then even your human resource management, how much money that you need to be selling to the customer, and then that already knows that what is the cost and then what is the benefits, and then where you get the supplier from, even who is your customer, and then they are more focused on their research and development. So they already know how to manage for the whole business already. So this is the advantage. But usually they are more expensive because when you want to do like the Zeus coffee, like the KFC, usually you want to pay like 1 million like that as the loyalty fees. So from here, but what is the disadvantages? Disadvantages if when one of the franchisor, maybe some of the shop, maybe for example like the you my like the coffee house, and then they already maybe they have um preparing the wrong material or preparing the wrong menu, and then they don't want to give apologize to the customer. Maybe some of the customer that put it online. So if they put it online already, it will be affecting one of the branches, not only one of the branches, maybe whole Malaysia of the coffee house, Zeus coffee also will be get affected. So this is the means of the disadvantages. So if one franchisee they have problems, then the others also get affected. So although they're not related with each other. The others is the intellectual properties, which means like just now I told you all right, the trademarks and the trade name. You cannot say that I don't like the McDonald with the M with yellow color. I want to change the M to a green color. No, you cannot do that. And then even your customer list they already fixed. Even the formula, the name, the formula, and then what is the design of the shops. You also need to follow. Cannot say that the Zeus coffee, the logo, I want to change it from blue and then from blue, I want to change it to purple color. No, because these are the franchise that already fix it to you when you want to sign the contract with them. Therefore, you have limited of the freedom by yourself, and then you only allowed to do and then sell your franchise product or your service. Even the producer or even those who help you to supply of the chicken, they also already give you a list. You cannot say that you want to be order from the other. No. So all this actually is the disadvantages over here. Okay, so these are the few alternative. These are the few form when you want to start up to do your business. Whether you want to do it from the start from the sketch, which means like the one that you all having right now, because that you all do not have much money in your hand, or you want to be work it with the others people, and then you want to start your business more easily, then you can be go through by an existing business, but you need to be paid more money. And then the most expensive one, and then they have the lesser risk for you to do your business, actually is the franchise one, which means that you need to put a lot of effort and the money over there, but you can be make it more easy for your life, and then you already have certain amount of your customer already. So this is the decision for here. All right, any questions for you all to ask for this chapter? Have question or not?
No question, hopefully, madam.
All right, understand. That's good. Then how about others? Result of mass. Aiza also okay. Then how about other? Rama, are you okay?
Yes, madam.
Danish. Danish, are you here? Muhammad Danish. Where are you? Danish? Haris, are you okay with this chapter? All right. Izzat? Muhammad Izzat?
Okay, madam.
Right. Muhammad Adam? Adam, are you here?
Yes, madam.
Do you understand this chapter?
Yes, madam.
Alif, Muhammad Alif, where are you?
Okay, madam.
All right. Where is Danish? Danish, where are you?
I am here, madam.
Yeah. All right. Iwa, where is Iwa?
Yes, madam.
Are you okay?
Okay, madam.
Where are you? All of you right now? You're at the hostel or what? Or where?
Oh no, I'm at in my home.
Oh, you're at your home. Okay. Because some of them I hear that they have somebody over there. So I thought you're is all right. Okay. Since all of you are okay, then I will let you all go because already three something, already four already. So thanks for coming, and then it will be auto generate the attendance. Then any one of you, if you have any questions want to ask regarding of your assignment, you all can be stay back here. So the others, you all can leave already. Thank you. Then I see you all next week. Okay. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.